Hello guys, welcome back to my channel FIFA Snippets. The 4-3-3, the most iconic and deadly formation in football history. But in FC Mobile 25, it's more than just SEP, it's complete playstyle. Whether you want fast counters, total possession, or wing domination, the 4-3-3 can do it all if you use it in the right way. Today, I will break down the exact tactics, player instructions, and pro level tricks to turn your 4-3-3 into a goal scoring machine. So let's dive in. 4-3-3 gives you the three key advantages. 1. Perfect balance. You get width from your wingers, like in my case I am using Lang and also Lamine Yamal on the right wing and left wing combination. So Lang I am using on the left wing and I am using Lamine Yamal on the right wing. So control from both the wings. Now let's talk about the midfield. So in midfield I'm using Reinders, Xabi, Pirlo. Other than that I also have Tonelli, Fernandez and Cech Pervigas, and these are the two new guys I got. One is the Howard also. So second point is endless flexibility. It can switch between attack, holding or false 9 in seconds. So if you want attack, there are two quick and quickest, or you can say the fastest wingers in your squad. So it can break any defense with their speed. If you want domination, you need a midfield in which mostly I prefer high work rate midfielders. How you can check that? By clicking on the players, go to the details and then go to the traits and click on this button and you can see work rate, attacking work rate high, defensive work rate high. And third, you dominate both wings, great for stretching narrow defenses and setting up lethal crosses or curtains. So basically these are the two wings which you can easily give crosses, or even if you properly use such speedy wingers, they can easily broke in any defense line, if especially if the opponent is attacking aggressively, and if you give passes from your midfield or from your defense to these wingers, proper crosses to them, and they can easily broke the opponent. Now, not all the 4-3-3s are the same. So this is 4-3-3. Okay. Now let's talk about number one. Number 1, 4-3-3 attack. So how you can check that? Go click on the team editing and you can see there are various formations available. So in this video I'm going to first talk about the 4-3-3 attack, then I will discuss about the 4-3-3 holding, and the third one is the 4-3-3 false 9. So what is 4-3-3 attack? If I click and select this, so 4-3-3 attack is a combination where you can use both your wingers, like these two wingers I'm using. One is the striker and there are two midfielders and one central attacking midfielder. So for central attacking midfielder I have Totti. So sometimes I use Totti if I want to win the match aggressively. So Totti is the best guy there on the pitch for central attacking midfield position. So the 4-3-3 holding, basically again click on the team editing and you can choose between 4-3-3 holding as well. Just need to look for this is the 4-3-3 holding, which is a combination of two central midfielder and one central defensive midfielder. So central defensive midfielder, basically he is sitting in the deep. Basically he come back to the defense and help the defense in stopping or in stopping your aggressive opponents who you. So basically this is the guy who helps in defensive gameplay aggressively. So 4-3-3 holding is more likely is a counter attacking play style. I prefer a 4-3-3 formation, 4-3, in which I use basically 3 central midfielder and wingers, 1 striker and 4 defensive player, I mean 4 defenders basically. So 4-3-3 is the perfect combination, which is the first one. There are other ones like 4-3-3 attack and 4-3-3 holding, so you can use them as well. Other 4-3-3 formation is there on the game, which is 4-3-3 defend as well. Basically 4-3-3 defend is one of the most aggressive defending formation which you can use. Basically 4-3 defending means there are 2 central defensive midfielder, and it's mostly aggressive defending formation. Why? Because the 4-3-3 defend 4-3-3 holding mostly stop the opponent from and broke their midfield gameplay, completely stop their opponent, completely stop your opponent from playing in the midfield and snatch the ball and give passes to these speedy wingers, strikers in the front. Okay, let's build the perfect 4-3-3 setup. So if you want to defend and want to play on 4-3 counter attack, I would ask you to go with the 4-3-3 holding, because 4-3-3 holding or 4-3-3 defend, mainly the 4-3-3 defend, is a formation in which there are 2 central defensive player. Now in you can use Vera, you can use Pirlo, you can use Petit on this defensive midfield position. Even Kimmich is also there, so you can use him too. But if you ask me what kind of players are good, I would suggest these guys. If you click on the midfielder traits, and you can see attacking work rate high, defensive work rate high. So these are the guys whom you can use by checking whether they are attacking work rate high or not. So they can both play on the central midfield position, they can play on the defensive midfield position as well. So there won't be a problem in using them in the defensive midfield position, because these are the 2 guys who will help you in stopping your opponent's attack and give passes to such speedy wingers. So if you want to broke your opponent defense with counter attack, this is the best formation: 4-3-3 defend or 4-3-3 holding. How you can set up the 4-3-3 attack. So basically in 4-3-3 attack, again I would suggest you should use someone like Totti, who can play in the striker position, who can play in the defensive in the counter attacking midfield position as well. As you can see, he can play in both the formation. So basically what would be his task? He will aggressively help these wingers and the attackers in the front. So his task is mainly with these 3 guys. He hardly helps in defend. You can use players like Fernandez in this position, who can help in defensive gameplay as well. But mostly out of 100, 70% time he will he will play a key role in attacking. So if you want to put your opponent on pressure and continuously keeping pressure on them, so you can go with this 4-3-3 attack formation, in which there are 2 central midfielders and there is 1 central attacking midfielder. So if these 2 combine together, or these 3 midfielder combine together, and they continuously give passes to this central attacking midfielder, then the central attacking midfielder will combine with these 2 wingers and 1 striker in the front. So in order to put your opponent continuous pressure, this is the simplest formation if you want continuous domination over your opponent. So if you want counter attack, you can go with the 4-3-3 holding or 4-3-3 defend. If you want continuous domination on the gameplay, continuous domination on the attack, you should go with the 4-3-3 attack. Let's talk about the next setup. Next setup is a 4-3-3 false 9. So basically it's a very simple setup in which mostly you need to use a center forward. So what would be his task? His task would be drop a little bit in the midfield, and the wingers will come to the front and attack and score goals. So you need inverted wingers. Inverted wingers means the wingers will go inside, not the outside. to put crosses. The inverse, like Lamal, go inside and continuously attack and take shots from outside the box, like the curly shots outside the box, and put the goalkeeper on pressure. Basically, the role of the center forward is to go a little deep and passes to both these wingers. Okay, so on the left wing, on the right wing, on the left wing, on the right wing, continuously put passes to them. So this is how you can set up the 4-3-3 false nine formation, in which you need good speedy wingers who can play inverted gameplay and take curly shots from the left wing and from the right wing. You can use two good central midfielder and one key defensive midfield. You can use Vieira, you can use Kimmich, you can use Petit, you can use any good quality defensive midfielder in this position. And other than that, there are two side backs and there are two center backs and a good goalkeeper. Okay, so these are the detailed steps on how you can set up your 4-3-3 different formations in which you can use. So basically, winning or losing, 4-3-3 adapts fast. If you are trailing, sub on second striker, shift to 4-2-3-1. If you are leading, drop one central midfielder deeper, play slower and control the tempo. Always adjust width and depth based on the opponent. That's what separates average from elite players. So that's the 4-3-3 formation that can defend deep, dominate midfield, attack with style. Try this tactics. You will instantly feel the difference in your gameplay. Drop a comment on which formation you want next, maybe 4-2-3-1 or 3-5-2. Hit the like button, subscribe if you learned something, and I will see you in the next match.